Over the last fortnight, Jets head coach Aaron Glenn has struggled with game management. Let's break down the All-22 and I'll show you why it's been concerning for Gang Green. Let's go. What is going on, everybody? It's Luke here in the Jets film room and we're back with another All-22 breakdown. But today's, it's not so enjoyable. We're having a look at those Aaron Glenn game management faux pas. And I want to be clear. This is not a fire Aaron Glenn campaign. I was one of the guys who advocated for him, but he's made some really crucial mistakes. He's been very passive and safe, and this organization doesn't need this right now. In the offseason, he preached accountability and aggressiveness and winning games immediately because we're the freaking New York Jets. I haven't seen that on Sundays. First example, against Denver, you can see on the screen here, it is 3rd and 2, there's a minute 48 on the clock, and the Jets are rolling. They run a HB dive, they send Breece Hall up the middle, and it's 4th and 1. What do? A minute 40 on the clock. Well, they bring out the punting unit, as you can see. Breece Hall, personal protector, direct snap, first down. Here's the first issue with this play though. Instead of being in hurry up, and getting the offense staying on the field and collecting the first down and having a minute 25 on the clock, they waste 40 seconds by bringing out the punting unit and faking the punt. Now, I can already hear you saying, but Luke, can't you see what Aaron Glenn was trying to do? He was protecting against the Jets not getting it. Guess what? There's still a minute and 5 seconds on the clock and Denver have a timeout. They are scoring if the Jets don't pick up this first down. Let's play with tempo. Okay, let's move on though. At least Glenn was aggressive. He got the first down. Well, now what are we going to do? Are we in hurry up? Are we in tempo? No. Fields making audibles at line of scrimmage. We're not playing with tempo. They want him to slow this down before eventually getting a snap off and again running the football. I know you're hamstrung with Justin Fields, but you cannot take this much time. Count it. It's like 10 seconds before Fields finds himself in the gun, flips the formation, and the Jets have another safe, passive run call because Aaron Glenn is being scared and coaching scared before halftime. So, what's the result of that? The Jets are behind the chains. Justin Fields gets sacked. Surprise, surprise. This not particularly his fault. Center was beaten through his chest. But now the Jets are in a really poor position. They are running out of time. They're running out of timeouts. And now they're behind the chains as well. So, on 3rd down, Fields does a pretty nice job finding his guy over the middle of the field. And the Jets are in 4th and 1. There are 31 seconds left. You can see I've put it on the screen there. 31 seconds on the clock. The Jets need a yard. They can use the sideline as their friend. They even have time to clock the ball and stop it and kick a field goal. Denver has 1 timeout left and potentially 20 seconds, and Aaron Glenn is coaching scared. It is not good enough. But unfortunately for Coach Glenn, these are reoccurring mistakes. Let's fast forward to the end of the Denver game. There was 3 minutes and 12 seconds left when Jermaine Johnson made this play. You can see number 11, left-hand side. He works through the chip from the tight end. He gets around the corner and sacks Bo Nix. A huge play in his first game back from that calf injury. 3 minutes and 12 seconds. The Jets are in incredible field position and the defense come through yet again. But what happens next? Again, it's not good enough. You're going to see Jets in shotgun. Even though Justin Fields fumbles this snap, Breece Hall does a really nice job going up the middle and getting 8 yards. On the next play, Breece Hall picks up a first down. That is perfect for the New York Jets. There's a minute 56 left. They are cruising, and they make a really poor decision as a coaching staff to have Justin Fields throw the football. Why on earth are you doing this? And you may think that's on Tanner. This is on the offensive coaching staff. The head coach is there to overrule these decisions. He has a headphone and a mic for a reason. You need to run the football 3 times with Breece Hall. Fields gets sacked. You're in a terrible spot. Okay, what happens now? We're behind the sticks yet again, just like we were before halftime. Fields finds the out route. We now have got 3rd and 8. We're in an okay position where there's a chance for us to pick this up and go and kick the game-winning field goal. Well, unfortunately, we figured out that, freeze it right here, Fields is terrible at letting go of the football. Garrett Wilson is wide open. Throw the football, man. He doesn't. He takes too long. Garrett Wilson has to turn inside. It's an incompletion. People are blaming Garrett here. That is so out of line. This is all on the quarterback. And the Jets don't pick it up. They are now in 4th and long and in a terrible spot. Aaron Glenn decides, no, I'm not going to have Nick Folk try and kick a 60-yarder, which, let me be clear, It's not the same as a 60-yarder in years past. That's like a 52, 53-yarder with these new footballs. They decide to put the game in the quarterback's hands, and what a surprise. Justin Fields can't get it done. He gets sacked, and the Jets lose. 2 instances of Aaron Glenn and his coaching staff doing a poor job with play calling, but more than anything, game management. Got some bad news for you guys. Those themes carried over to the very first drive of the game against Carolina last week. It is 4th and 6, or 4th and a long 5 here for the Jets on their opening drive. They have got momentum, and they are looking to score with a defense who has found their mojo again. They allowed 13 points against Denver, kicked the field goal. Nick Folk was 12 for 12 at this point in 2025. He had made 40 consecutive field goals inside of 48. This would have been a 50-yarder. You back Nick Folk to kick this. Instead, he decides, I'm going to put the game in Justin Fields' hands. What a surprise. He sails the slant. You've seen at the end of last week, you cannot put the ball in this guy's hands to win the game. So now you're going to turn down points to try and get a 4th and 5. This doesn't make sense. It is inconsistent, and it do not understand the thinking here from Aaron Glenn. But again, it's not the last instance. It was really poor before halftime. You can see the Jets, they're rolling a bit. Fields here does a nice job with his legs. He gets in a position where the Jets have around a minute left on the clock. They're in a position where they should be kicking a field goal once again. They should be getting points before halftime. So what goes wrong? Watch the clip. Let it roll. Justin Fields holding onto the football for too long. Once again takes a sack. And we are in dire straits here for the Jets. We're talking 11 seconds left. 1 timeout. What are the Jets going to do here? Well, you take a timeout and you run a Hail Mary. It is the obvious, easy decision because there's probably a 1 in 100 chance there's a pick six like we saw in that Miami game a couple of years ago. You throw the Hail Mary. Aaron Glenn says, no thanks, we'll sit on the football. We don't think Fields can throw the ball 55 yards into the end zone. And they once again are cowards before halftime. This is a huge issue, guys. You cannot be this defensive and passive if you're the head coach of an NFL team. So guys, there's a mini breakdown on Aaron Glenn and some of the issues he's had over the last fortnight. I want to reiterate, I still think there's hope for him. Woody Johnson gave him a great vote of confidence through the week, but he must be more aggressive if the Jets are going to compete in 2026.